Hello 3D printing friends. I've been having some trouble with this Rainbow PLA filament from Eryone. What kind of trouble? Well, stick around and we'll get into it right after this. I'm Brian and you are watching BV3D. Hi everyone, welcome back. Also, forgive the mess. So I want to start this out by saying I wanted to like this filament. I really wanted to like it. I know a lot of you have been having great success with Eryone Rainbow PLA Filament. You tweet out print after print and I gotta say they look amazing. And based on that, I bought a spool of it on Amazon. I wanted to test it and do a filament review and show off some cool prints. So I got a spool of that Eryone Rainbow PLA and I had failure after failure with it. I couldn't print my usual test suite without one model or another failing miserably. I took measurements with my digital calipers and I found that the filament diameter was out of spec. The label on the spool says it's got a plus minus 0.02 millimeter tolerance, but the listing on Amazon says that's 0.05 millimeters. Well, taking the larger of those two tolerance values, this 1.75 millimeter filament should never drop below 1.7 or go above 1.8 millimeters in diameter. But the diameter on it would frequently drop to 1.67 millimeters, which is outside of that more generous plus minus 0.05 millimeter tolerance. It also had spots where it was so thick it jammed in the printer. Well, since it was outside the stated tolerance on the Amazon listing, I took advantage of Amazon's return policy, tagged it as defective, and exchanged it for another spool. With all the nice prints that I was seeing on Twitter, I figured I just got a bad run of filament, so I'd try again. I also chatted with Eryone Lau, one of Eryone's representatives on Facebook. He claimed that measuring filament diameter with digital calipers wasn't accurate, and the only way to get an accurate measurement was to use a micrometer. So I bought a micrometer. Well, the second spool has the same kind of issues. I tried printing a temperature tower with the new spool on a different printer, and the filament jammed. So there's the printer, doing what my friend Mr. Buttram calls the air guitar version of 3D printing. I admit I got frustrated and I tweeted about the problem. And then Eryone's Eryone Lau released a how to measure filament with a thickness gauge video, which you should probably watch, and I'll link to it in the description. So instead of a filament review, I ended up making more of a filament measuring video. That's something I didn't want to have to do. What I wanted to do was make a video showing off the filament that everybody on Twitter was having such a good time with. The PLA material itself and the color transitions are great. The problem is the inconsistent filament diameter, especially the areas where the filament has thick blobs and jams in the printer. So having said all that, let's have a look at the 1.75 millimeter Eryone Rainbow PLA. This is the filament that I had shown a picture of on Twitter. Let's zoom in on that a bit. It's kind of got this weird inclusion in it here that is the kind of thing that causes the printer to jam, because this is bigger than will fit through the hot end on the printer. Taking a simple measurement of this, zero that out, put that right in the jaws, bring it down gently, and we have a 2.02 more or less millimeter measurement of that lump. What do we get if we try that with a micrometer? I'll bring that out and bring it back in gently, and I will do about 3 clicks on this little adjuster knob here, and that provides the same amount of pressure every time. So I'm just going to set this down here. We'll keep that like that. We'll turn this ever so slightly. 1, 2, 3. Then we can lock this caliper, or this micrometer. And that's a 2.03 millimeter lump. Unlock this, release the pressure on it. Then I've got my replacement spool here of the Eryone filament. And as I run my fingers along here, I can feel that there is a lump right here. I will mark that area with a Sharpie on either side of it. There and there. Now, I don't know if we can really see the lump. It's like right here in the middle. A little high point. A little extra thickness there. I'm going to cut this segment off just so that it's a little easier to work with. We'll set this segment with the lump right down here. Get that out of the way. Got our area with a lump in it. So what do we get when we measure that lump? Click, click, click. There is a 1.9 millimeter measurement. Sometimes it's easier to measure with a caliper. You can hold the item, zero that again. There we go, that's at 0. You can kind of hold the item in that little pinchy part there. Still, it's about 1.9 millimeters, which is what I was measuring with the micrometer. So unless you're trying to get down to the thousandth of a millimeter, I would say that you get reasonably accurate results just with a caliper, at least for the purposes of getting to the 100th of a millimeter when you're measuring. Now, I actually do expect that I'll get a few thumbs down on this video because a lot of you really like Eryone's filament. And I want to like it too, and I want to believe they're working to fix these issues, and maybe in the future they'll have all this corrected, and when that time comes, I'll test the filament again, and I'll be able to actually review it and show it off. For now, I've tried 2 spools ordered about a month apart and had the same result. Well, what about you? Have you had problems with Eryone filament, or have you had great success? Let me know in the comments. Okay, we're pretty much at the end of the episode. If you made it this far, thanks, and a big thanks to all of you who subscribe, like, comment on, and share these videos. I really appreciate it, and it helps the channel grow. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down, but either way, leave your thoughts down in the comments. If you like the content that I'm producing and want to support what I do, there are several ways to do that. You could buy me a coffee, or leave a little something in the PayPal tip jar. Another way to support the channel is to use my affiliate links when you're shopping around online. When you visit Amazon or GearBest or Wham Systems through these affiliate links, it doesn't cost you anything. And if you buy something from one of those retailers, they'll send a few pennies my way to thank me for sending you their way. So anyway, links for all that stuff are in the description. Now go print something cool, and I'll see you next time.